So first question I get when I talk about email copywriting principles or email newsletter writing principles is, should I use short emails or should I use long emails? Which one is better? And you probably have heard people say, well, our audience has the attention span of a goldfish, so my email should be really short. And that's not actually true. It's not that long emails convert, and it's not that short emails convert. It's that good copy converts. So the length of your email doesn't matter as long as you are creating a persuasive argument to get people to take an action. So instead of worrying about email length, think about the argument you're making in your content. There's something called the 7-word email, which is literally 7 words, and it can be very persuasive. And then there are emails which might be thousands of words, and those also can be very persuasive. So keep that in mind when you hear people say, you can only write short emails because no one's going to pay attention to a long email. That's not actually true. And whether your email is short or long, the key is it needs to be readable. A lot of the reason that people don't or may not read long emails is A, because they're not well written, or B, they're not readable. So here's how you can make your emails readable. Use short sentences and paragraphs. You don't want compound sentences. You don't want sentences that span multiple lines. Anytime you have a listing or a group of things, use bulleted lists. It's much easier for the eye to see and to read through. Bold key phrases. And again, that's great for skimmers because you're going to have 2 types of readers, 2 types of subscribers, the subscribers who skim and the subscribers who read every word. And this is situational. They might be skimmers one day and they might be deep divers the next day. So you need to make your copy skimmable, but also make your newsletter copy have enough information that the deep divers know what you're talking about. Add headlines for your skimmers, and then edit for readability. Do you get caught on a sentence as you're reading it? Does it take you a little bit longer to read a certain sentence? Well, then you're going to want to rewrite it and then also have others read for readability. And then ultimately write for your audience, keep them in mind. So let's look at an example of readable copy. So this is part of a newsletter. It's part of Morning Brew's newsletter, actually. And a few things I wanted to point out here. One, they use really short paragraphs. Almost universally, all of their paragraphs are 4 lines or less. And that's a good rule to follow. They also use really short sentences most often. So you can see this first sentence here is really short, and they use a lot of short sentences throughout. They bold text. Again, that's for skimmers, so they can quickly tell what's going on at a glance. And they use headlines so that, again, skimmers can go through your newsletter and find the topics that are of interest to them. And then bulleted lists, they use here and they use here as well, and they use them throughout their newsletter. And there's 2 reasons you want to do this. One, for your skimmers, and it makes it, or actually 3 reasons. For your skimmers, it makes it really easy for them to skim. 2, it is just easier to read emails that are formatted like this. And 3, over 50% of your audience is going to be opening your email from a mobile device, most likely. And on a mobile device is a tiny screen. Long chunks of text are really difficult to read on a tiny screen. So it's really important to format your emails and format them well. And that can make a huge difference in your performance. And copywriters are very good at formatting content so that it's extremely readable.